guess we'll start again. I've been losing my mind, trying to figure it out, but I'm stuck in this house. I am my only friend. Lately, I know I've been a punk.
Hello, Stoney fam, and welcome back to TokeTalks with Tia. So this should be, I believe, episode number 16. And it's a really special one for me, guys, because this one's kind of just going to be more of a personal episode. I kind of want to just talk about some stuff that's on my mind, and a really special furry human that's on my mind. So this episode is going to be kind of like one of the last ones I've posted, but a little bit different. So big shout out to my little doggy Maximus. He's my little rescue that I adopted a few months ago, and it is his birthday today. He is 11 years old today. So far, I woke up this morning to him snuggled up next to me in the blankets. Not unusual. We're always snuggled together before we go to bed, and I always wake up with him. Woke up, we took a nice walk, took a little stroll, got his little legs moving and trotting, got him a little tired out. Came home, now we've been watching Cruella together, finishing the last of that movie because we were watching it last night, and it kind of got too late to finish it. So we're watching some of that, gave him some treats. I'm about to be going to the store shortly with one of my friends, get some groceries, and pick him up some special goodies, because he deserves it. And I don't really give a fuck if people think that I'm crazy, that I'm super excited and celebrating my dog's birthday, but I think of it as any other birthday, like a human's birthday. He is very special, and he deserves to be treated that way. All of your dogs should. Also, as I was saying that, I accidentally just dropped my whole ass dab and my dabber off of the counter onto the floor, so now it's covered in hair. So let me go fix that and get ready for another one, guys. So I got that fixed. I'm about to heat it up now and take this dab with you guys and then start our talking some more. So let's go, guys. Alright, guys, the dab is cooling down. I got some time until I gotta take it. Also gotta put the music back on. Ugh, I hate when that does that. It's really annoying. Like, why do you gotta show me ads? I understand why we need them, but I don't want them. It's annoying. I'm not gonna pay for YouTube Red. I'm not doing it. Although I do miss it, because, like, when I did use it a lot on my phone, it was worth it. Because not being able to, like, pause, like, not being able to have it playing in the background while I'm trying to use my phone is just annoying. I hate that they took that away and then made it a now gimmick that you have to pay for. But I'm not surprised that they did. But, if you guys also, speaking of Cruella, if you guys have already seen it, cool, great, because I'm going to be talking about it. If you haven't, I suggest you don't listen. Maybe skip a little bit, because I kind of want to talk about that movie. Because I really want to say what Disney did with this movie, and Emma Stone's acting in it was phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. I never really liked the 101 Dalmatians. I always thought Cruella was evil, and it really just changed my perspective on what I see her like. So hold on, guys, my dab's ready. That feels nice. I haven't taken really a dab in a little bit, guys. I usually just stick to flour. So it's always nice when I get to take a dab. I was dabbing last night, too, and I was obliterated. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about with Cruella, the acting in it is just amazing. And I really like how in the storyline they show, like how they did with like, the evil stepmother from Snow White. I'm completely blanking on the name of that right now, guys. I have no idea why, but they really did a good job with, again, making the villain not out to look 100% like a villain. I mean, obviously she's still a villain, but I kind of feel bad for her in this movie, and I definitely did not like the Baroness. She was awful. She's evil. Obviously the actress who plays her too, she always plays that type of character. She plays it really well, so I highly suggest you go watch it. I'm not going to spoil it too much because I don't want to ruin it. It isn't 100% like a new movie. It did come out a little bit ago, but I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but I definitely think you should go watch it. One thing I will say, a part of it that I do want to share that has just been in my brain because I just finished watching it. Can I just say, like, how not only were they, like, really good at what they did, but she was so calculated. Like, Cruella was so smart with the things that she did. Like, to think of putting all those beads, those gold beads wrapped around the dress, but they actually weren't beads. They were set to at a certain time for all those bugs to just come out and destroy the rest of her dresses that were locked in a safe. Like, she predicted her every single move, and every time she was right. And then later on in the movie, when you find out, like, why she's so connected with this woman, the Baroness, it makes sense why their thought processes are kind of similar, is because they're related. which was really weird. I don't know how I feel about that still, because I feel like it kind of just threw the movie off. It made me confused. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. And I'm so glad right now that for some whatever reason, the people that have been working on, because like down the street, they've been working on the school and doing construction down the street, and it's been loud and just really loud and blocking up the street and just taking up a bunch of space and time, and it's just annoying. And they didn't even tell us they were doing it. They just started doing it. So it's been kind of hard for me to predict if you can like hear it in the podcast or not. So I'm glad right now they're not doing anything. But to go a little bit back on the topic that I was talking about before, about my dog. I know I kind of said it before, but he really means so much to me. And I was in a really dark place before I got him, and even shortly after getting him, I noticed so many changes within myself. Like, I would wake up very, very angry and a not happy person. I still do, but waking up and seeing his face and how excited he gets when I wake up and he's rolling around all over me, it's kind of hard for me to keep that mentality of angry and not in a good mood or place when I got this cute little thing just all over me and happy for my existence. So honestly, it makes me feel great to be able to care for something and watch him grow with me. It does make me sad though, because I often think about what I'm going to do if he's not here, and when he's not here, I don't know what I'll do then, but I want to spend every moment with him. And it makes me so fucking sad when I sit there and I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups for miniature pinchers, especially my dog, but I also see all kinds of posts about other dogs too, because I love dogs, so I'm in dog groups. And I saw a post the other day about these two dogs. They're 13 years old, both of them. They're brothers, both miniature pinchers, and they had to be rehomed. The person that made the post said that they just couldn't keep them because of their kids. They didn't get along with their kids, and it was just not a healthy environment for everybody, and they were just trying to give them a better home. It's like I kind of understand, but at the same time, I'm like, if you have a dog and you have children, you should have planned that already. You've had them for 13 years. They will get adjusted to your child. I understand if they were harming your child or biting them or doing something, maybe hurting the kid. I understand that maybe, but it's just wrong. I mean, they were just not getting along. They didn't hurt the kid. They were just angry because they weren't getting as much attention, and they were probably acting out in other ways that the person was not posting in their post. I mean, who knows how many walks they were going on, this, that, and the other thing. In my opinion, I think that if you're going to take home an animal, puppy, especially as a puppy, you are literally signing a contract, even if it's not a legitimate contract. In your head, you're taking on this animal for the rest of their life. They don't live as long as we do, so it's not our whole life, but it's their whole life. They rely on us for everything. So why are you going to get a dog, and then as soon as it starts to get older and you don't want to deal with it anymore because it gets sick and you don't want to pay for it anymore, you just get rid of them? I see that happen so many times, and it's horrible, and in my dog's case, he was in an abusive household. He was bounced around from kennel to kennel to kennel for years. He, fortunately enough, during quarantine last year, he ended up living with the person I got him from. The foster mother was amazing. His brother lives with her, which is awesome. I'm glad that he's in a good home, but she had rescued him from a bad home, and he was never getting any attention, and that makes me so sad to think that he's now 11 today and was not getting the proper love and attention that he should have. So I'm going to spend every day that I can to give it to him. And it's going to get hard along the ways. That's something that you got to take in mind too when you sign up for that. And like I said before too, if you're going to get a puppy or a dog, make sure that the breed works well with you and your living situation. Do not get a giant German Shepherd when you live in a small-ass apartment with no yard. That's wrong, in my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's fine, but I don't think that that's right at all. That's why I didn't get a dog for the longest time, because I couldn't afford it. I wasn't around enough for one, and I knew that I needed to be financially and mentally, physically, all of those things, all those areas needed to be checked off before I can just take on an animal. And the same with cats too. People just think, cats are super easy. They're a little easier for sure, yeah. Granted, yes, they're a lot cheaper. They're easier. They're more independent. A lot easier to maintain. They take care of themselves. You don't got to bathe them and stuff. But there's still the same mentality. You're signing up to take care of that animal its whole life. Don't get rid of your pet because it's old. We should just get rid of you because you're old. How about that? Like, for all those fucking people that do that, I hope one day that when they turn old, their fucking kids just lock them in a fucking nursing home and they can see what that's like, you pieces of shit. Anyway, sorry, I get so angry when I think about that, because it's just like, animals are so great. How could people treat them so bad? I see all these posts about dogs all the time that I just wish I could take them all in and give them all a good home. Like Cesar Millan does with his 50 dogs and his, like, enclosure with all those animals that he trains. Oh, that's a lot of work, but still, that's amazing. That's cool. It's my dream to be surrounded by dogs. I just love them. But yeah, as soon as I walked up to Max, he was ready to go with me. He was so attached, and he still is. He follows me everywhere. And that's all I've ever wanted in a dog. I've never had a dog like that before. I've only had one, so I can't really base that off of just him, because he was a puppy. He didn't live very long, and I was a kid. And it was a whole completely different breed. But he kind of reminds me of him a little bit, even though I don't remember my other dog, Sammy, that much. He died as a puppy, sadly. But he was super friendly and always wanted to be around me, too. And that's all I've ever wanted, so... As much as things have been going pretty shitty, there's been some really good things that have come out of this too. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. Honestly, I wouldn't. But yeah, I wanted a dog my whole life. And when I found his post he was the first dog I ever looked at when I was looking at him online. So it was just really weird coincidence that I stumbled upon him. He was, the person lives in, I'm not going to say what area it is, but it's somewhere in Massachusetts that my boyfriend that had passed away, he had worked there, like in that area. And he lived in that area, so it was really strange and coincidental. And on top of that, when I lived with him and our old landlord, my old landlord had a miniature pinscher that looked just like Max, except for his ears and his tail were a little different, and he was older. And they're different, obviously, but same breed. So I was very drawn to this dog. I really needed to meet with this woman, and it was a little bit before I actually got to meet with her, but I was super excited when I did. It was about, I want to say 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago. Sorry, I said my vape. And I'm smoking a new one now. It's guava. It tastes really good. Iced guava. Those are pretty good. But, yeah, anyway. I was super excited, and the whole car ride home, I was crying, just holding him. I couldn't believe it. I still sometimes wake up and can't believe it. So, that's how you should feel when you have a pet. Dog, ferret, bird, whatever. You should wake up every day and be like, oh my god, I have a pet. I can't believe this. Like, that's what it should be like. Same with even, like, obviously, children. I feel like sometimes animals can, and not all the time, there's a lot of animals that don't get homes. It's really sad. But people are more quick to take in a fucking animal than they are a child. I mean, I understand, but at the same time I don't, because it's like, there's so many people out there that are in need of homes. Kids, animals, it's really sad. It's really sad. I wish we could do more about that, but this is the world we live in, guys. We can only do so much. So, sorry, guys. I had to get off for a second. I just got a phone call. I'm kind of all over the place. I gotta go grocery shopping and do a few things. And, like I said, get some treats and goodies for little Maxo over here. He's knocked out, by the way. That walk I took on with him earlier exhausted him. But I do plan on coming back and talking with you guys some more today. So, please bear with me. I apologize for my sporadicness and being all over the place. But bear with me, guys. Thank you for listening. Y'all mean so much to me. Thank you again. Also, before I go, I am going to drop a link down below to a server that I started about almost 2 years ago. And actually, was it about 2 years ago? Anyway, it was literally around when quarantine just started. And it's been growing pretty big since. We got about almost 300, I want to say 310, almost 310 stoners in there. And if you're interested and would like to talk in there, I'm going to post a link down below for you guys, because I did find out that Tumblr is going to be getting rid of their group chats, like their chatting bot system that they have. I never liked it. I didn't like their group chats. It was annoying. But they're getting rid of that, so yeah, I will post that below for you guys. And thank you again for listening. Bye, guys. Talk to you guys again later today.